what's up? Welcome to another fun-filled episode of Adventures in Cooking with Krista, aka ACK. So today we are making a tuna casserole type thing in the crock pot. It's called Mom's Tuna Casserole. I suppose if your mom ever made tuna casserole, this is what it would be like. It's basically tuna, mayonnaise, potato chips, some celery, hard-boiled eggs, and some cream of celery soup and a couple other things that thicken it up. So it's a really healthy, low-calorie, light dinner. But anyway, it's really easy to make. It's just one of those things where you basically chuck everything into the crock pot and let it cook. The only real pre-production type thing you have to do is hard-boiling the eggs. It calls for 6 hard-boiled eggs, which I hard-boiled this morning. So these are ready to go. I just have to peel and chop them, chop up some celery, and throw everything in the crock pot. So let's get to it. Alright, so it calls for 3 cups of chopped celery. So I've kind of I've gotten that started. I have no idea if this is 3 cups or 2 cups or 5 cups or whatever. I'm just chopping. This is some leftover celery we had from another meal, so I'm just hoping I can use it all up and not have it sitting in the fridge anymore. I should hold my hands like I see chefs do. I think it'd actually be fun to take a knife skills class. I don't really have time or the inclination to take a full cooking course, but just taking a knife skills class would be really convenient because you could learn how to just chop, chop, chop really fast like chefs do, and that would save so much time when you're prepping stuff like this. Okay, so those 3 stalks made almost exactly 3 cups of celery, 2 7/8, I guess. So there's the celery that's ready to go in. And the recipe also calls for 6 hard-boiled eggs, which, as I said, I hard-boiled these this morning. I just have to peel them. And I was a little worried that I might have overcooked them because I put them in the water and turned it on high and walked away and figured there would be quite a while before it came to a boil. And before I knew it, Kevin was like, I think your eggs are boiling over there. And I ran over and I had no idea how long they'd actually been boiling. So I was like, oh crap. I just set the timer for like 8 minutes and hoped. But the shells are coming off really easily. Oh! I'm throwing eggs all over the counter. I know if you overcook hard-boiled eggs, the shells tend to stick, and when you go to peel them, it takes a long time, and they just come off in these teeny little fragments, and it takes forever. But these shells seem to be coming off in fairly large chunks, so I don't think I overcooked them too much. As I say that, they're coming off in... I see they're coming off in fairly large chunks, so they don't seem to be sticking to the egg. So that's good, because that saves time. It'll literally take like twice as long to shell a hard... Whoa. Okay, I spoke too soon. This just stuck to the... As I'm talking about my wonderful ability to hard-boil eggs, this part of the egg has stuck, so we're not using that part. And actually, the yolk is a little bit gray, so that shows it's just slightly overdone. But for a recipe like this, it doesn't matter. Everything's going to cook up in the crock pot. And I think, frankly, the eggs are just a sort of a thickener just to add a little substance to the tuna and the mayonnaise. So it doesn't matter if they're overcooked for a recipe like this. It only matters to the extent that you're trying to peel them and chunks of egg come off with the shell, or it takes forever. Okay, and then these are just kind of coarsely chopped. Like I said before, it's just to add a little thickness and substance to the tuna and mayonnaise. Oh, and if anybody's wondering where Brendan is today, he's taking a nap. Our schedule was a little funky today. We were out, we came back, we ate lunch, and then suddenly it was his nap time, and I went to put him down, and then I was like, oh shoot, I have to go cook that thing in the crock pot. So Brendan's not part of this today. Sorry, it's just me. Okay, now that the minimal amount of prep work has been done, it's time to just start dumping it into the crock pot. Which is why I like recipes like this so much, because it's just a lot of dumping. You don't have to do too much. It calls for 2 cans of tuna. This is the chunk tuna. Solid tuna would probably work better. Actually, the recipe doesn't specify what type of tuna. There's chunk and solid. Solid's a little more solid, as you would expect. But again, when you have something that just all mushes up together in the crock pot, I don't think it really matters. Tuna flavor is there. That's what counts. Alright, so there's the tuna. Alright, we've got our 3 cups of celery. We've got our 6 hard-boiled eggs. I forgot, this also calls for 2.5 cups of crushed potato chips to go into the crock pot, and then there are more potato chips that go on top of the finished product right before you eat it. It's like a crunchy garnish. Easy way to do this here. You just them up. This kind of hurts. Chips are sharp. And this branded potato chips is called the Snack Artist. And it's really good. And we are not sponsored by Snack Artist. I just like to talk about things that I really like. And the last half cup of potato chips. A cup of mayonnaise to go on top of the potato chips and the eggs. As I said, a very light, refreshing, low-calorie meal. 1 can of cream of celery soup. Cream of celery. Oh, just glopped right out of there. Cream of mushroom soup. A teaspoon of tarragon. I don't know where my teaspoon went. Brendan was playing with these and somehow the teaspoon disappeared, so I just have to use a half teaspoon. 2 of those. 2 half teaspoons of black pepper. Alright, let's get a great big spoon out. Alright, let's stir up this slop. Oh look, there's green stuff under there. Good. Contrary to how it looks, this actually smells really good. All done, lid on, and we are going to go low for 6.5 hours. It's 5 to 8 hours, so that seems like quite a stretch. 5 to 8 hours, that's like quite a gap there, but I think that's one of those things that can just sit there and stew in its own juices for a while. So 6.5 hours, we'll come back and we'll try it and see how it is. Okay, it is now 5 hours later, and I sort of miscalculated before. I wasn't really thinking when I set the timer for 6.5 hours. I knew 6.5 was a little long. I'd probably have to turn it off early, but I meant to actually do it for 5.5 hours. No big deal, 5 to 8 hours, we're still right in that range, but as you can see on the timer, it still has 1 hour and 26 minutes to go, which it's getting late and we're hungry and we want to eat. So I'm going to turn this off. And let's see. Ooh, steamy. Okay, the celery has maintained its structure and that actually lends a nice sweetness to the dish. The eggs are all still in here and everything's just cooked down. So let's create a plate. Okay. Now for the creme de la creme on the top. And the potato chips just add a nice crunch. It's obviously the ones that cooked up in the crock pot were just there for filler and substance. They are not crunchy any longer. So this is a nice, good, crunchy texture on the top. So I get a bite. There's a little bit of egg on there, a little bit of celery, and a lot of potato chips. It's still steaming hot. I'm gonna try to hope I don't burn myself. I'm burning myself. So yeah, it's really good. You can taste the tuna, the soups, and the mayonnaise have all mixed together. You got the crunch of the potato chips. Just take it for what it is. It's a soupy tuna potato chip mixture, and just gobble it up. It's really good. That's it. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.